First time in doing an evaluation. Anit is a new member. And when it came time to fill the agenda this week, she'd asked originally to be the timer. And I offered her a challenge, and she rose to accept it. So I'm very proud of you for doing that. Job well done. It is now time for table topics. Table topics is the fun part of the meeting where we get up and do impromptu speaking. Our table topics master will give us an idea, something to talk about, and you have between 1 and 2 minutes to tell us a story, let us know what it is you think about, whatever instructions it is that he gives you. Now guests, you are eligible to speak in this table topics, so if the table topics master asks you, you are more than welcome to come up to speak, but please don't feel pressured. If you don't want to, that's okay. Please help me welcome Mr. Jack Sweeton to be our table topics master.
Well, I was inspired by the camera in front of me, so I was thinking about the Academy Awards. And I think it's a safe topic that we stick with movies for today as our table topics. Madam Chairman, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Now, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage in that I don't know your club well, so I'm not sure who's a guest and who's not. So I'm going to stick with one person or a couple people I know that are not guests, or I know that they're experienced Toastmasters. So I'm going to pick on Gene right off the bat, and hopefully I don't stymie him. But I like Tom Hanks, and I was wondering if Gene would like to come up and tell us about one of Tom Hanks's movies that you think you like the best.
Mr. Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, I watch less movies than any person on the face of this earth. But like I said in a previous moment, I just don't have that ability to shut up about anything. But Tom Hanks is a person that I recognize, a name that I saw. Did he not do Sleepless in Seattle? Is that the right? Hey, I got one right. Did he? Tom Hanks, holy smokes. Now, Sleepless in Seattle, that seems to be the one that I reeled in, so I'm going to talk about that. I'm such a Seattle person. And I've never been asleep in Seattle, especially this year when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. How could anybody be sleepless in Seattle? And I know one thing for sure, Tom Hanks wasn't. Tom Hanks wasn't even there. So what are we even talking about Tom Hanks for? Let's talk about the Seahawks. Did you realize that the star of the Seahawks game, the Super Bowl, that big multi-billion-dollar industry, did you realize the star of that game made less than $500,000 a year? Were all those other guys making 10, 12, 15 million dollars? Does that not amaze you? Tom Hanks, what would Tom Hanks make? Like 40, 50 million dollars a year. And Russell Wilson made $450,000 to be, but he wasn't sleepless in Seattle. I promise you he wasn't sleepless in Seattle. And you're probably wondering why I got up here and started talking about jibber jabber and nothing that made any sense about table topics. Well, I'm going to share this with the guests. When you come up here, you don't have to make any sense. It's okay to make a complete fool of yourself. And I think I've done this deliberately. So now if there's any guests that come up here, you know you can at least do as well as that last guy that was up here, right? Sleepless in Seattle? Well, maybe it was. I was asleep when I came up here, and I'm going to turn it back to our Table Topics Master.